Welcome all to Scotch and Smoke Rings. We are continuing to play more Resident Evil Requiem. Good to have you on the program today. We'll start with about an hour-long Q&A about whatever you guys want to talk about. Usually Fallout, because that's what I know. And then we dive into the game. So, thanks for joining me. Get your questions ready. I hope you brought something tasty to drink. And if you smoke, light up a cigar and join me. We're live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and back on Kick. I don't know what they changed, but I was finally able to repair my connection between my rebroadcasting software and Kick. So I'm again able to broadcast to Kick. So if you're on Kick, good to see you. I'm back. Good to see Robin Woodall, Cornelius Noble on Facebook, Megabort SPB on Twitch, and of course all of the regulars, members, and Patreon supporters on YouTube today. Changed One, Alt Grendel, Craig Euler, Clueless in Cali. So good to see each and every one of you. Today I am smoking a Voodoo San Andreas. It's a Churchill-sized cigar, hand-rolled, and it's a pretty decent smoke. I prefer the ones that I smoked last week a bit more, but they are a tad more expensive, and these are pretty decent for the price. And of course, I've got a little bit of Glenlivet Scotch and some rum and coke, which I've already started enjoying. Cheers, everybody. So, recent videos, I published a video on Vault 24 and Site X. Interestingly enough, apparently the name of the Vault for Managers that the developers used when producing Season 2 was called Site X. They never called it that during the show, but they made reference to Site X in some of the concept art and diagrams that they drew up. So I did a video on that. I did a video recently on the canonical ending to New Vegas. I did a video recently on what we can expect in Colorado when we finally get there in Season 3. So if any of those topics are on your mind, let me know. Sir TJ's on Twitch says, love you, man. Hope you're doing well. Thank you, Sir TJ's. Megabort on Twitch says, good lord, I didn't realize how big Churchill cigars were. They're pretty hefty. Yeah, they're pretty big. Now, I don't know if this anecdote is true, but one of the reasons they're called Churchills is because Winston Churchill, when he was the Prime Minister, would smoke cigars about this size. And he always had a cigar in his mouth, and he was constantly chewing on it whenever he was giving discourse. And as he continued with his speeches, the cigar would burn, and the ash would get bigger and bigger and bigger. But in order to prevent outbursts from the gallery, in order to prevent people in Parliament from talking, he had a little trick. And again, I don't know if this is true. This is an anecdote I read on the internet a long time ago. He had this little trick where he would take long pins and needles, and he would push them into the foot of his cigar just before he lit it on fire, and then he would light it on fire, and as he smoked it, the pin that was in the cigar would keep the ash in place. So he'd be sitting there as the ash got longer and longer, and it wouldn't fall. And people watching him would sit there in anticipation going, okay, when's it going to fall? And he found that they'd be so preoccupied by looking at his cigar, waiting for the ash to finally fall, that they'd forget to challenge him when he said something they didn't like in his speech, or heckling him. And so he could get through his speeches without heckles from the gallery. Again, I don't know if that's true, but I thought it was a fun story. Moonfixer says, hey Oxhorn, I was wondering what Fallout character gave you the most visceral I don't like this person vibe. I can picture you calling that character out in public for what they did in game. Lol. I mean, there are quite a few. Like Desmond Lockhart. he's interesting to talk to, but I really don't like him as a person. Dean Domino, not to pick on the ghouls, of course, but again, just not a really nice person. You kind of just talk to him for a little bit and you're like, yeah, kind of want to steer clear from this guy. Can't really think of anyone else right now off the top of my head. Marty the Gremlin on Twitch says, Ox, you've helped me learn and understand so much about Fallout 4 lore through your videos. Thank you for being a creator. You're welcome, my friend. Thank you for being a viewer. I wouldn't be here without all of you. Blake Shake on YouTube says, you guys, will Ox ever finish Outer Worlds 2? I was so excited to watch his playthrough, but it just abruptly stops. Probably not. And the reason for that is I've kind of abandoned doing full playthroughs of games. Mostly. Every now and then, I'll make an exception, like with Resident Evil Requiem. I kind of know that it's going to be a shorter game. It's not going to take me months or years to complete, like some games that I played, like Days Gone and Assassin's Creed Odyssey. So, but with Outer Worlds 2, you know, I played it for several broadcasts. I completed the entire first area, and, you know, it didn't really resonate with me the same way that Outer Worlds 1 did. I mean, even Outer Worlds 1 wasn't what anyone was expecting due to the marketing for Outer Worlds before it came out. But Outer Worlds 1 did land as a decent game. Like, it was fun to play. Outer Worlds 2 has been kind of mediocre. It's been coolly received by critics and players alike. So much so that it sold poorly, and it sold so poorly that they've abandoned the franchise. I don't remember when they came out and said this, but they said that was it. Outer Worlds 2 will be the last Outer Worlds game. And I remember reading one critical response that talked about the differences between the Outer Worlds 1 and the Outer Worlds 2. Saying that the problem with Outer Worlds 2 is that it didn't quite capture the same humorous voice of Outer Worlds 1, and it had a lot of filler content. Now, I don't know if any of that's true because I never got out of the first area, so the character of the game changed a bit. Anyway, yeah, so I was still enjoying Outer Worlds 2, but not really enough to kind of become invested into it. Sneaky Shooter on YouTube says, where did you get most of your Fallout collection? I mean, a lot of it is from the Bethesda store. A lot of it is official props. A lot of it is fan-made stuff that I got off Etsy. If you go onto Etsy, there are, creators who will make fan-made consumables and boxed foods and bottles and all sorts of really cool stuff that you just can't find on an official Bethesda store. So it's a mix. It's a hodgepodge of officially licensed props and stuff that has been made by fans. Wade Speakerman says, howdy Oxhorn, what is orange and sounds like a parrot? A carrot. That is apparent. Thank you, Wade Speakerman. Vortex Kong says, I wonder if Xeno in Resident Evil 6 is a clone of Wesker with mind. Well, I'm not far enough in the game to understand most of those words. I believe I've heard the word Wesker before, and I think I know the character you're talking about. But Xeno? I don't know who that is. Rawala Seva says, Hey Ox, Colorado, great for new lore / less complaints. Agreed. There will be fewer people complaining about how Season 3 ruined Colorado. And, I was concerned about Season 2 ruining the Mojave Wasteland when they said that they were going to be venturing into it. And because I knew that it was going to be impossible for them to explore the wasteland decades after the events of Fallout New Vegas without some things changing. And any change would make some viewers unhappy. So, and we've seen the result of that. There are just people who can't accept anything changing from New Vegas. Now with Colorado, since really we've only had the events of Fallout New Vegas talking about what happened in Colorado and the events of Fallout Tactics briefly taking place in Colorado, there's really little to get wrong. So I do hope that they make some references to the existing lore that's there, but it also gives them a lot of freedom to move, which I think they need, and I hope that they utilize. Data Point says you didn't miss much from Outer Worlds 2. That's a shame. Yeah, it was sort of dead on arrival, wasn't it? It didn't really hit the news as much as Outer Worlds 1 did when it landed. People just kind of stopped talking about it. And I played it. I think I played 4 live streams of it, and it was okay, but just I wanted to move on by the time I finished that entry level. Blake Shake says, I generally agree with the sentiment. I thought Outer Worlds 2 was fine. Not amazing, not terrible, but I enjoyed the game nonetheless. Yeah, I think that's kind of the vibe that most people got before walking away from it. Sneaky Shooter says, which Fallout Deathclaw is your favorite? I really enjoy the Fallout 4 and Fallout 76 Deathclaws. I think the Fallout New Vegas Deathclaws are scarier when meeting them in the game, due to them just being brutal and fast and having babies that run around. But I like the look and sound of the Fallout 4 Deathclaws the most. Dylan Bose says, Ox, when are you going to spark up? I've already sparked up. Look, see. But I've been talking so much that I haven't taken very many puffs. Dally Turn, a member for 31 months and a Silver Ox, says, look forward to the stream. You find a game/series you enjoy, like the Mass Effect series, in Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite stream on YouTube. Or I'm Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite stream on YouTube. Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed playing the Mass Effect series. I'm so glad that you guys introduced it to me, and I was able to play through all of it. Same with the Halo franchise. I went through all of the Halo games because of you guys, your requests, and many of the franchises that we live streamed together on my channel. Vortex Kong says the prevailing theory is that Wesker moved his mind to a clone and used the Wesker in Resident Evil 5 as cover based on hints in Requiem, so keep your eyes open. Okay, again, a lot of words in there that I don't quite understand, but I appreciate the fact that they probably mean something really cool. So, cool. Thank you, Vortex Kong. I have to admit that when it comes to Resident Evil lore, I'm not a big expert. I've played a lot of Resident Evil games, but in terms of the amount of lore that I've actually been able to absorb from the Resident Evil gameplay that I've played, it hasn't been a lot. And I don't know why. I don't know if it's due to the nature of the storytelling or if it's just my lack of interest in it. I enjoy playing the games, but I'm really not that interested in the world building of the universe, if that makes sense. I really enjoy, the cool thing about Fallout is I'm not only a fan of playing the games, but I'm thoroughly invested in the world building of that universe. I love the Fallout universe. So that's, why it just captured my imagination and allowed me to have the motivation I needed to create content about it. With Resident Evil, it's fun. I'm having a great time. But the lore, it's okay. It's just not a huge thing for me, Nibbletron on Twitch says, hey, Oxhorn, you look like Jack Black. Has anyone told you that yet? Yes. In my 44 years on this planet, yes. I've been told that I look like Jack Black, that I look like Kevin Smith. I've been told that I sound like Tom Hanks. These are all things that I have frequently been told in my life. And that's cool. They're all, I'm fans of all of those celebrities. Lock1 on Twitch says, yay for Scotch and cigars. New time listener, but I've watched a lot of your Fallout 4 videos. Here's a question for you about Fallout 4 lore. How do we know the Soul Survivor isn't a synth him/herself? Because the Soul Survivor is Sean's parent. And it was Sean's DNA that was used to create the synths. So it doesn't make sense that the Soul Survivor could possibly be a synth unless we're talking about a reality where the original Soul Survivor was killed by the Institute and replaced with a synth copy in the cryopod. And many people will point to Nate or Nora's ability to briefly use VATS inside Vault 111 before actually finding a Pip-Boy as evidence for the fact that they're really a synth. Completely ignoring the fact that no other synth can use VATS. Like, Curie doesn't use VATS, right? But I think the most logical, reasoning for that is we've got a character who exhibits hunger. We've got a character who can be diseased. We've got a character who can suffer from radiation damage. The playable character suffers from all the things that a human being does, and there's never any lore need for the Soul Survivor to be a synth, right? So is it possible? I mean, anything is possible, but there's no reason for it to be part of the story. They certainly didn't talk about it. They didn't give any hints that that was the case. It doesn't drive the story forward. It doesn't really change anything about the plot. It doesn't enrich the plot in any way. So my bet would be that the Soul Survivor is not a synth. Alt Grendel says, I told my daughter, go to bed. The cows are sleeping in the field. Puzzled, she asked, what's that got to do with anything? And I chuckled, well, it means it's past your bedtime. Well done. Sneaky Shooter says, before Fallout Season 2 released, you said that you thought Maximus switched factions. Do you think he still will, or take control of a Brotherhood of Steel chapter? Well, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how they develop that, because at some point they are going to have to reunite Maximus with Dane. And Dane is still part of the Brotherhood of Steel. Now, Maximus is responsible for killing an envoy from the Commonwealth. And the Commonwealth chapter of the Brotherhood of Steel, at least as we knew them in Fallout 4, is a lot more disciplined and, responsible and a better military force than the Brotherhoods that we were introduced to in Season 2. But in terms of morality, they're not much better. And it's the morality issue that Maximus had a problem with Quintus's chapter, which is why he defected and joined the NCR. So unless that changes, unless they present to us with a new chapter of the Brotherhood that is as magnanimous as the NCR, I doubt very much that Maximus will change, especially since he always was part of the NCR. He was raised in the NCR. His parents came from the NCR. What happened in Season 2 was kind of like Maximus going home. Will they contrive a story that pushes him out of home to join some other chapter of the Brotherhood? Possible. I doubt it at this point, but really, anything could happen. John M. says, hey, Ox, it's always a pleasure to see you. And it's a pleasure to see you too, John M., a Bronze Ox and a member for 48 months. Thank you so much. Brother Mike says, if the Legion won and made Vegas as their new Rome, leading to them becoming open-minded to technology through the Lucky 38 and maybe changing their ways? Again, anything's possible, but unlikely based on the character of the Legion itself. The Legion is very dissimilar from the Brotherhood of Steel, because the Brotherhood of Steel has historically always had segmented chapters led by their own individualistic leaders. And it was the character of those individualistic leaders that directed the character of the resulting chapter of the Brotherhood of Steel. Caesar's Legion has only ever had one leader until the events of Fallout, the show, right? And that one leader was very set in stone about the kind of empire he wanted to create. Set in stone about why he didn't allow his legionaries to use greater technology. He even tells the courier at one point that if his legionaries even glimpsed the Securitrons from a distance, he would have them killed because he doesn't want them to be exposed to higher technology because he sees use of higher technology as a form of weakness. This is very bizarre reasoning on Caesar's part. Now, the Legion has a completely different leader. And if they were to win in Season 3 and take over Vegas and, start to accrue power, would they start to embrace robots and higher technology? Maybe, but I don't know if they really have the wherewithal for that, right? Caesar himself was an anthropologist and a linguist. He was trained by the followers of the apocalypse. He was an intelligent person. He was able to comprehend technology. But all of these backwards tribes that he conquered weren't. Which means with Caesar gone, there's really no one that has the intellectual acumen to be able to use or utilize any sort of higher technology that they would have access to, which makes me think that with Caesar gone, they would probably lean into their anti-technology stance as a culture. After all, it had worked for them up until that point, if they were able to capture Vegas. Alxorcism support says, hey Oxhorn, a question. Most people back then agree that Quintus was not the knight in power armor who found Maximus inside the fridge, but then recently in Fallout Wiki it revealed it was Quintus the whole time. So which is true? Quintus manipulating or Quintus and Maximus really in a father and son relationship after all? Quintus manipulating. I don't know what the wiki says. I haven't read it. But there's no evidence from the show that the knight who was in the power armor, who saved Maximus from the fridge, was Quintus. Is there something in the script that says that he was? Is there like a behind-the-scenes slide that says that he was? Was there a recorded discussion where the show developers maybe talked about that as a possibility? Maybe, I don't know. But when it comes to the canonicity of a video game or a movie or a television show, you can only go by what's actually in the game or in the movie or in the TV show. Sometimes there are supplements that are published alongside it, like a strategy guide or an extended cut that can complement it. But apart from any of that, you can't believe any of that to be canon. And there certainly isn't anything in the bonus content that reveals the knight who saved Maximus as being Quintus. Even if he was, they never established a close familial bond. Even if that knight was Quintus, he just picked Maximus up and dumped him into the Brotherhood with all of the other squires, and then neglected him, right? He didn't adopt him and take him into his home and feed him and train him and mentor him. He didn't do any of that. He didn't ever have a father figure after his own father died. It was after Maximus became useful to Quintus that Quintus began to treat Maximus like a father figure in order to manipulate him. So they never had a previous relationship that was close. After he became useful, then he tried to make them close. Sneaky Shooter says, do you think the main Fallout factions, excluding the Legion, I hate the Legion, would somehow team up or have a truce to fight the Enclave in Season 3? I think it's entirely possible, and I think that the show is pointing us into a corner where we've got the NCR and we've got House occupying the same city, right? And they're facing the same foe. So they're pushing us into a situation where either House and the NCR are going to fight each other while they're fighting the Legion, or House and the NCR are going to have some sort of truce to defeat a common enemy before they start focusing on each other. That, I think, is what's most likely going to happen in that particular situation. Now, in terms of the Enclave, I doubt very much that the Legion has the capacity to understand the Enclave or the wherewithal to even recognize the Enclave as a threat. So no, the Legion would never join up with any of the major factions to fight against the Enclave. But could the Brotherhood of Steel join up with the NCR at some point to fight the Enclave? Under Quintus, probably not. But other chapters? Maybe even under Elder Maxon? Maybe. It would really depend on how events evolve in Season 3. I certainly wouldn't rule it out. Luke Berman says he said it in the show. He said, "my son," in the show. That doesn't mean that Quintus is literally the father of Maximus, right? We know that's not true. We know that Quintus wasn't literally the father of Maximus. So when he said "my son," he wasn't speaking literally. And again, he never called Maximus "my son" in Season 1. The closest he got to doing so was saying "good boy," which was, diminutive and, insulting and condescending. It wasn't endearing, right? So when Quintus called him "my son," he was manipulating Maximus. That was part of Quintus trying to manipulate Maximus into thinking that he was cared for in a paternal way so that he could greater utilize Maximus's talents for his own evil. It didn't mean that they actually had a father-son relationship. That's what he wanted Maximus to think that they had. Army Mecha says, PS5 player here. What about, we're about to get Starfield. Is it worth it? Depends on what you want from a game. I played it. I beat it. I enjoyed it. I'm glad I played it. Have I played it since? No. Have I played Fallout since? Yes. It's the kind of game where I have really no desire or impetus to log in again. And I know there are a lot of people who don't feel that way. That there are a lot of people who really enjoy Starfield and log in all the time to design new ships. But if I get the itch to design a new ship, I log into No Man's Sky, right? If I get the itch to discover a new planet or a new solar system, I log into No Man's Sky. Because all that Starfield is trying to do has been done better in other games, right? The big RPG story part of it, which Bethesda typically does really well in games, is why I played Starfield. And the story that they presented was meh. It was okay. It was all right. Was it my favorite? I had some criticisms of it when it came out, but it was all right. I'm glad I played it, but I really have no motivation to play it again. So, is it worth it for you? I don't know. Are you interested in a good story, a gameplay that's going to take several hours to complete, and it's going to give you hours of enjoyment? Sure, it might be worth it to you. Luke Berman says, I meant he was the knight that saved him. Again, I understand what you mean, but we don't have any evidence of it, right? Even if Quintus were to say, I saved you in the ruin of Shady Sands, we don't need to believe that literally. He was the head, the leader of the Brotherhood. By saying, I saved you, he could simply be saying, my faction of the Brotherhood of Steel saved you from ruin, saved you from death. It doesn't mean that he was literally the man in the power armor that walked into the ruins of Shady Sands and saved Maximus, right? In the same way that he says that he secured cold fusion. Did he secure cold fusion? No, not really, right? I mean, Maximus was in the room first. Was it Maximus that secured cold fusion? No. Did Quintus personally have anything to do with that? No, he was aboard the Caswanon, his airship, right? So just because he's taking credit for saving Maximus doesn't mean he had a hand to play in that process at all. Salazar says, would you play Fallout London? I have already played Fallout London, beginning to end. I beat it, and the entire live stream of me doing so, or not live stream, the entire lore series of me doing so is published on YouTube. So you can check that out in my playlist on my channel. Vortex Kong says, how powerful is the Enclave really? We don't know. And that's on purpose. They don't want to tell us how powerful the Enclave is because it ties their hands. It restricts what they're able to do in future games. So they leave it nebulous. They want the Enclave to be this sort of shadowy thing that permeates the background of the Fallout universe. So we have no idea. When they do show up, they tend to be really powerful. When they showed up in Fallout 2, they showed up in force. When they showed up in Fallout 3, they showed up in force. In the Fallout show, they've briefly shown up. They've never gone public yet. We've seen glimpses of them, and those glimpses have always been behind the curtain. We've peeked behind it. They haven't actually lifted the curtain yet, so we don't really know how Enclave or how powerful the Enclave is during the events of the show. My bet is that they're going to be a pretty potent threat. Brother Mike says, now that you've seen the extras, do you think House can connect to his database again with Cold Fusion and connect to his machines/robots? Very scary. If he has Cold Fusion, yes. I'm not convinced that Cooper left him Cold Fusion. Could be wrong. I mean, he could have left him Cold Fusion, but I'm not convinced that he did because they didn't explicitly show Coop go back into the Lucky 38 and reinstall Cold Fusion. Megabor on Twitch says Quintus is probably manipulating everyone to get his way, to have a one-up against them. And yeah, I think that's it. Quintus is in it for himself. He's not in it for the Brotherhood. He's not in it for his people. He's in it for power, for personal power. And he will manipulate anyone he can gain, he has access to secure that power for himself. Deuteronomus says Cooper never removed Cold Fusion either. We never saw that. Again, you're absolutely right. He certainly left Cold Fusion in the Lucky 38 when he went into the vault. But did he go back into the room and take it after he found out what he needed to know? We don't know. I mean, they left that open, right? We don't know what choices Cooper made. So we sadly can't answer some of these questions. Derek Mays says, hey Ox, if you had to guess without knowing of the other cities of the NCR, which would be the second capital? My guess is the hub, mainly because the Fallout 2 guide said the hub was huge. Thanks, Ox, as always. Yeah, the hub, maybe even San Francisco. Who knows if San Francisco got roped into the NCR and became a huge capital city? Where did it go to? My bigger question, I think, is if they do have another capital that is larger than Shady Sands was, what's it been doing? Where has NCR society been? And why does no one in California seem to be aware of it? No one in Northern California, or no one in California where the events of Season 1 took place seemed to know of any capital city where the NCR still exists, which seems completely unrealistic to me. If it was the hub, if it was Dayglow, if it was San Francisco, if it was the state of Maxon, if they had another capital there, you'd think that over the span of 15 to 20 years, traders would have passed by and seen that the NCR still existed there. But apparently that never happened because no one seems to know about it. Sneaky Shooter says, with Quintus building Liberty Prime Alpha, do you think his Prime and Maxon's Prime are going to go head to head against each other? What cigars do you smoke? Yes, I think that's probably what's going to happen. And I don't smoke any one type of cigar. I change brands from day to day. Right now I'm smoking a Voodoo San Andreas. I typically go for Churchill-sized cigars that are hand-rolled. Kick Support says, hey, Oxhorn, just a reminder to check your email inbox when you have a moment. Thanks. Thank you to Kick Support. Yeah, I saw your email. I still need to set that up. I'll get to it eventually. Thank you very much. Deuteronomus says it went from no signal to signal loss. Yeah, you're right. And that's a pretty clear sign that House is not completely out of the picture. But it also doesn't mean that he has cold fusion. It could simply be that he took himself offline to reserve power because he lost cold fusion. Why would there be no signal? Where did House go? Why did he not seem to care that Lucy and Maximus entered the Lucky 38? Why would he not address them? Seems odd, as House always addresses everyone who comes into his hotel and casino. So, yeah, I mean, it left us with a lot of questions. Vortex Kong says, could some of the Brotherhood chapters work for the Enclave? No and yes. No, in that the Brotherhood evolved as a faction after the end of the war, and we know that the faction that the Enclave existed as a faction before the end of the world, before the Great War of 2077. However, we also learned at the end of Season 2 that Hank McClane put his R&D out into the wasteland. There are people out there with mind-controlled chips in the back of their heads that are executing plans for the Enclave that the Enclave wrote for them hundreds of years ago. And some of those people could infiltrate the Brotherhood of Steel. So, are any of the Brotherhood of Steel factions allied with the NCR? No. Could there be allied with the Enclave? No. Could there be Enclave infiltrators in the Brotherhood? Yes. Deuteronomus says he was hiding to observe them, to see what they do, learn so he can use them. Maybe. I certainly wouldn't put it past him. But do we know that? No. You're just assuming. And we need to be careful about assumptions, because they could lead us to conclusions that could be far from the truth. The question is, did he hide himself from Lucy and Maximus on purpose or because he had to? And the consequences of that choice, or the ramifications of that choice, lead us to greatly different conclusions. If he was hiding because he wanted to, then yes, you're right, he was probably spying on them or seeing if they were able to be manipulated by him before he talked to them. But if he was hiding because he was forced to, save power, for example, then he might have completely different motivations when he actually does get around to talking to Lucy and Maximus. Sneaky Shooter says, can I have your Nuka Quantum on your shelf? No, it's mine. I like it. I want it. I'm going to keep it. Wade Speakerman says, what's the difference between an oral thermometer and a rectal thermometer? The taste. Cheers! Eon Reverb says, Oxhorn, I fully believe the Brotherhood of Steel enforces their codex without understanding why it was formed in the first place. I believe that too. I mean, we learned from Caesar that there were people in the Brotherhood of Steel that he met, scribes that he met out east, who were so ignorant about their own faction that they didn't even know who Roger Maxon was. We learned in Fallout 1, when talking to Scribe Yearsley, what was her name? The bald-headed scribe, what was her name? Anyway, even she said that there were some members of their own party whose founder was only 2 generations away from them who didn't know who Roger Maxon was. So the fact that the Brotherhood as a faction routinely loses their own history is hard-baked into the lore of the Brotherhood of Steel. But then there are some factions who actually do a pretty good job of keeping their records, including Lyons and Arthur Maxon's Brotherhood of Steels. You can find all of the records from Mariposa and Lost Hills at the Citadel terminals. So they've been keeping those records for hundreds of years. They've been doing a pretty good job. But clearly they're an oddball. Most of the other chapters just don't teach their troops history. They don't know their own history. Vortex Kong says, you tried the Nuka Quantum and Victory? Jones Soda. I tried the Nuka Victory when I went to California for season 1. And it was good. It was good. I like Jones Soda. I've used to drink Jones Soda a lot when I was younger. But I never tried the Nuka-Cola version. I just put it on my shelf because I like it. It's pretty. Derek Mays says, Ox, do you still think the West Coast Brotherhood of Steel will go to the East Coast for civil war, or have the East Coast come to them? Maybe Midwestern war, never know. Gosh, I don't know. Because I think that what we're seeing so far is a pattern of the showrunners taking the main characters and pushing them east. And if they continue that pattern, then eventually the main characters will arrive on the East Coast. Will they go to the Capital Wasteland? Will they go to Boston? We don't know. Maybe they'll do both. If that's the case, then the showrunners will want to keep Arthur Maxon's Brotherhood of Steel in Boston to use later. But if that's not the case, then there will have to be a confrontation between Maxon and Quintus, and in that event, they will have to bring Maxon west. Which one is it going to be? Gosh, I really don't know at this point. It's hard for me to guess. Juggernaut Official says, Ox, do you enjoy gambling? And if so, what is your go-to game? I don't enjoy gambling, really. It's just never been a passion of mine. I've been to a couple of casinos in my time. I went to Vegas once many years ago on a work trip, and I gave myself like a $20 gambling limit. And I went and played a few slot machines, and then I played a few games, and I lost all the money, and, then I was done. And then I went back to my hotel. It's just, I don't really get it. Like, I enjoy the card game, like 5-card stud. I'll enjoy poker, but the betting part of it, it's not something. It's not a passion of mine. Brother Mike says, favorite side faction and character in Fallout. Side faction? I love the Atom Cats. Love the Followers of the Apocalypse. Arcade Gannon is an amazing side character. Is he considered a side character or a main character because he's a companion? I'll consider him a side character. He's just an amazing character. Love him. Yeah, there's just, it's hard to pick. What was his name? Longbottom. I also really enjoyed Longbottom from the Far Harbor DLC to Fallout 4. The Vivid Kiwi says, doing $20 of slots can be a fun hour or a horrible 5 minutes. It is. It's like the first 2 games, you win a lot. And then every game after that, you just lose. And then you're out $20 and it's like, eh. The nice thing about casinos is you can smoke in them. And okay, And maybe that's not a nice thing for society. I get that. But for a guy who likes cigars and finds few places where he's free to smoke them, casinos are nice because you can go onto the casino floor, you can smoke a cigar, play some slot machines, do a couple games of blackjack or whatever, and smoke your cigar. So, the last time I was at a casino, I smoked my cigar, and by the time it was done, I was out of money. I lost my $20, and so I just went back to my hotel room. You mean Longfellow? Yes, I did mean Longfellow. Okay, look, my kids are just now becoming introduced to the Harry Potter franchise, and so Longbottom is the first name that came to mind. Longfellow, yes. Longfellow from the Far Harbor DLC. The Magic Q says, phew, I made it. Sorry for me lateness. Hope you're having a good evening. Cheers. Yeah, having a great evening. This is a highlight of my day. Get to sit back and smoke a cigar with all of you and talk about geeky hobbies that I love. So yeah, highlight of my day. All right, folks, we've got about 14 minutes until the gameplay begins. Get your questions in now. Sneaky Shooter says, do you think that the super mutant who tried to recruit Cooper knows about the Enclave's plan and is amassing an army of ghouls and mutants to fight them? Yes and no. Clearly, the super mutant who tried to recruit Cooper knows enough about the Enclave to recognize how much of a threat they are, when no one else in the Wasteland does. Which leads me to believe that that particular super mutant has an intimate personal relationship with the Enclave. Possibly is a creation of the Enclave and has a personal vendetta against the Enclave and a reason to pick a bone with the Enclave. Is he building an army? Well, he's clearly trying to start a revolution, but he also appears to be pretty weak at the moment. He's just one guy. He doesn't have a huge headquarters. He certainly doesn't have a super mutant army now. Will he gather one in the future? Who knows? Maybe. Derek May says, last question, Ox. Of all the Fallouts with DLCs, which is your favorite? I love New Vegas DLCs the most because of the connecting characters. However, I love Point Lookout and Mothership Zeta. I didn't care for the Fallout 4 DLCs. There was something magical about both the Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas DLCs. And I think you hit the nail on the head. The fact that the Fallout New Vegas DLCs, if not directly, then obliquely, tied their stories in to the history of the Courier. Courier 6, your main character, his story before you get your hands on him was just brilliant storytelling. The way they did that was fascinating. And yet they were able to make each DLC completely different from each other and unique adventures and experiences in their own right. The Fallout 3 DLCs were also really fun in their own right. I thoroughly enjoyed Mothership Zeta. Point Lookout was all right. Operation Anchorage was interesting from a lore perspective, but from a gameplay perspective, it was, it was sort of meh. The Fallout 4 DLCs were... It's weird because I really enjoyed Far Harbor when it first came out, mainly because I thoroughly enjoyed being immersed in the fog of that world. But upon subsequent playthroughs, I felt like there just wasn't as much to it as I would have hoped. Whereas, conversely, I really didn't like Nuka World when I first played it, and I think it was because I was coming to grips with the idea that it was really wanting you to be a raider. The entire joy of the Nuka World DLC is if you want to be a raider, and if you don't, there's not much you can get out of that DLC. But upon subsequent playthroughs, I discovered that there was actually a lot that you can get out of that DLC, regardless of the entire raider subplot. With tons of really interesting pre-war corporate world building and interesting parks to explore. So while I agree that they didn't have the same feel as the Fallout 3 and New Vegas DLCs, I thought they were all right. Alt Grendel sent 5 Oxhorn memberships to the community. thank you, Alt Grendel, and congratulations to Blake Shake, the Vivid Kiwi, Brian Skopik, Duco5, and Greg Lies. Charlie Braun says, is Janie Howard the new leader of the Enclave? Maybe, but we don't have any evidence at the moment that she is. So, I doubt it. But I've been wrong before. Who knows? Michael Ewan says, I know chat probably isn't lucky enough to have a vault for World War III. If vault tech existed in real life, would you accept a spot knowing possible experiments? No, not really. And this goes back to what a money manager blogger said that I read a long time ago. And he was talking about bull and bear markets and the anxiety that many people have during bear markets when there are, wars and when there are, famines and plagues and things like that, about how you stay calm in a bear market and not just sell for fear. And they were asking him how he can just avoid that level of fear. And in his blog, he said, look, the market always goes up and to the right. Historically, the past 100 years or so, it's always gone up and to the right. There have been dips that we've always recovered from. And we will always have dips that we always recover from. But if we have the time and we have the money, if we keep it in the market, it'll always go up and to the right. And the counter argument is, well, what if a civilization ending thing happens where the market doesn't mean anything? And his answer was, if there's a civilization ending thing that occurs, money is going to be the least of our worries because money won't matter at that point. So that's kind of the thing I have about a vault. Like, if there is a civilization ending event that occurs, like a World War III that's just this nuclear hellscape, very, Fallout, akin to the Fallout universe, that just absolutely destroys our way of life, descends us into the Dark Ages and all of that, whether or not I'm in a vault is really going to be inconsequential. It's also something I'm really not going to waste my time worrying about, because if that were to happen, I would just die. Like, I'd be dead. Probably wouldn't survive. Would it even be worth surviving? I don't even know. I'm going to spend my life worrying about, the future that I can predict, what little of it that I can predict, the reality that I have now, and the life that I want to build for myself. Not worrying about some hypothetical that is a worst case scenario kind of thing. So no, I wouldn't get a vault place, and I wouldn't start building a bunker in the back of my property. Exorcism on Twitch says, hey Ox, I have a question. Why haven't you inserted the Cabot Immortality Blood Serum lore to Moldaver's almost immortal and almost non-aging features, and everyone thinks Moldaver just has the cryo chamber with all her time? Because Lorenzo Cabot is a singular individual with a very specific history. The only reason that he's as immortal as he was is because in the 19th century, he stumbled upon a pre-human civilization in the sands of the Ubar Desert and put a helmet on his head that gave him supernatural psionic powers. That's not something that we can rinse and repeat, right? It's not like Jack Cabot was bottling the blood of his father and giving it away to people before the bombs dropped. It just did Lorenzo Cabot exist in the universe? Yes. Was it widely known that he had these supernatural abilities that were age-defying? No, right? So the likelihood of anybody knowing that his blood could grant them immortality is next to zero. And that includes members of the Enclave. And it certainly includes Moldaver. So it's just not, it's not a good plot point to hinge Moldaver's story upon. Enclave leader says, Ox, would you believe now That if the Courier was evil, the Dead Money DLC canonically ending would be if we side with Father Elijah. I mean, how else are we going to get 37 gold bars to get GRA weaponry and loot? Well, I'm not convinced that the Courier was evil. Maybe he was. There's certainly nothing about Season 2 that is telling me that he wasn't evil, based on the nature of the wasteland that we see there. But I'm not convinced that he was evil. He could have been, he could not have been. I certainly don't think that we've got enough evidence from anything in Season 2 that tells us how the Dead Money DLC ended. We certainly don't have any evidence the Courier walked away with all of the gold from the Sierra Madre vault, right? We just don't know. It's not addressed in the show, and we don't have enough breadcrumbs that can give us a conclusion to that particular ending for Dead Money. 5 more minutes. Sneaky Shooter says, I'm hoping that Maxon decimates Quintus, uses cold fusion to destroy the Enclave, and saves both primes. Can I have your Nuka-Cola Quantum if I say pretty please? I can't wait for more Fallout lore and vids. It's an interesting idea. I don't really know if I want another Brotherhood victory. I'm kind of a little frustrated that it seems like whenever there's a game, the Brotherhood tends to win. And I don't really want that, again, for the show. As for Nuka-Cola Quantum, I'm sure you could find some on eBay. I found mine on eBay. CSM says, could House get access and upload his consciousness into a Gen 3 synth body? In principle, yes. It was certainly done by a random wastelander in Fallout 4. Curie's mind, developed in a Mrs. Handy, was put into the body of a synth. So House's mind could be as well. Are there synths on the West Coast? Probably not. So, yeah, I doubt that will be a part of the plot. Enclave leader says Ox would want an Enclave or NCR victory. Haha. I would want an NCR victory, not an Enclave victory. Never the Enclave. Sorry, Enclave leader. Sneaky Shooter says, I have a few Nuka Quantums. I just want all of yours. Fair enough, I guess. Fair enough. Brother Mike says, what's your favorite comedy movie? I really enjoyed Shaun of the Dead. I really enjoyed Hot Fuzz. I guess those would be it. I like some Mel Brooks stuff. Some of it is not quite so funny. It hasn't aged quite as well. But yeah. Edgar Wright is hilarious. All right, I think it's time. Let's fire it up. Okay. In we go. But Gustavo says what? No uncensored Blazing Saddle streams? As much as I love Blazing Saddles, no. Okay, we were really sort of getting into a groove here with Leon. Let's take a look at the map and where we need to go. We still have to complete the bomb over there. That's the gas power generator we just unlocked. We need to pick up that signal receiver. Huh. That door is still locked to us. Signal receiver in the Cedarbrook Apartments. Did I leave that behind? Do we need to go to the generator and turn that on now that we have the gas can? Let's see. Do we still have the gas can? No. Holy cow. Okay, I've got too many weapons. I need to start sorting all of this. Nope. Oh. Oh, we've got more credits. Holy cow. We could get body armor level 2. Let's do that. Let's do body armor level 2. So that's the one we currently had. That's the one we just unlocked. Okay, let me store some things. Do I have a storage box? I guess I have to sell, huh? Do I want to sell the classic? Ah. I mean, I really like the classic too. I want to try out the marksman before I decide to sell it. So we need to get in that room. Man, this is the problem. I don't remember where I was or what I was doing. I think I've been through all of this before. Yeah, I think I've been through all of this before, so I think I need to go in there. That's the elevator that takes me to the roof. Is that on the roof? There's the generator. So how do I get there? Oh, it's on that. Ah, there's a ladder over there, which leads to that. So, huh. Okay, well, there's a ladder over there that's, I think it's going to take me up here to get over there. I'm not sure how to get back there except through here. So I think that's what I need to do. Or not. Can I crouch? Get through that? No. Oh, this is where I fought that spider. Oh, hello. Ah, so that's the purpose of that. Well, well, well. Okay. I was going to say, this feels new to me. Oh my God. Zombies with guns. Okay, there's the crank. Let's see what's over here real quick. Yeah, there we go. We got the crank. Right. So we just go to the roof, right? Oh, I saw that blinking red light. God. Okay. And that leads to the roof. Yay, we got there in the end.
One of the parts should be just up here. Aha. So this is how we explore that section. I hope I haven't missed any of those. Do I do it now?
Where did they come from? I just came from there. Yay. Okay, I could jump back down there, but I want to finish the roof. Artillery! Come on! Give me a chance to get up! Oh, no, I gotta go that way. Glad I got that upgraded body armor. Okay, he needs to go. God. Okay. Yeah, that was rough. That's what I should have done. There's another one? Oh, and I'm not going to be able to do it from up here. It's on the other rooftop. So there's artillery all over these roofs, spread around. Really liking this, by the way. Oh, there's another one? What? Did they come back to it? They do. Okay. Wow, that was awesome. And awful at the same time. Killed two of them, didn't I? Engineer Core note, go grab a repair kit from Container 2 in the central camp. The signal receiver got all beat up during transport and we need to fix it. I just got reassigned and can't get myself. This one's up to you, Graves. I believe I have that already. Grendelfly says, new Shiner Distillery in Shiner, Texas. Same company that brews Shiner Bock. Their Shiner bourbon pairs great with Deadwood Leather Rose cigars. Try it out. Well, that sounds delicious, my friend. I'll have to check it out. Broken signal receiver combined with the repair kit, distributor, and signal receiver. Done and done for that one. But I need one more. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Too bad I killed everything. So, do I use artillery to break that, to get in there? Yep. And that opened the door for me. Okay. How do I get to that one? Huh. Can I jump over there? Probably not. Alright, probably wasting all of your time. Sorry about that, but I just got to be sure. No. Okay. Done, done, and done. So the last one is over there. That's the relay. Okay.
Sherry, got the signal receiver.
Okay, one component left. By the way, I found some evidence of the Pentagon putting pressure on the BSAA. It appears the North American branch has been moving independently.
Heard they had an internal dispute. Think it's related?
That's all I've got. There's been an increase in government surveillance. Looks like my fan base is growing.
Some things never change. Watch your back. I'll contact you again soon.
Really? Did I not just do this? I did all of this already. Even the explosive barrel respawned. Okay, tracking module. Well, now we know what that is. That's still blocked to us. I wonder why. Okay, I need to lighten my load a little bit. I'm gonna save here. Nice. Let's sell the classic 70 because I'm really enjoying the Marksman. Body armor repair restores the durability. Yeah, I should do that. So I've upgraded all my weapons now, except for that. I need to upgrade the gal to the Striv. So rate of fire on the Steery goes way up. Reload speed stays the same. Power goes down slightly, but stability goes up and precision goes up. Yeah, I should get that. So let's get... Let's get the Siri. And then let's sell the gal. And now let's do upgrades. Reinforced bolt increases rate of fire. More ammo means less reloading. 5,000. All right, so I've got 3,100. Let's see, what do I want to upgrade first? Probably the shotgun. Precision, reload speed, power, stability. Let's do precision. Stability, reload speed, power. Fully upgraded. Loving this. Fully upgraded. Gustavo says, oh, just because the game doesn't tell you, if you buy a red dot for your weapons, there's a setting that makes it so it doesn't go into first person when you aim. Okay. Thank you. I'll have to bear that in mind. Then let's try the silencer. Oh, this is already fully upgraded as well, isn't it? No, it's not. I can get a dot sight. I can enhance the aluminum trigger. I can enhance the high capacity mag. Near silent firing or more ammo. Okay. I'll try it out, see if I like it. Okay, looks good. All right, the next part is going to be in there somewhere. Oh, how do I get over there? I should go save. I don't want to redo all of that. Okay, let's try walking this pipe, I guess. Oh, no. Oh, God. Here. Okay. Huh. All right. Never mind. Guess that's the way out. All right. So we need to figure out another way over there somehow. Perhaps it's across that fallen building. Or through here. We came out here, though, didn't we? Holy cow. I don't remember this. All right, well, that's not the way to go. Well, I'm guessing that falling building is my only hope. That's how I'm going to have to get across. And I'm not sure how to do it. Greg says, evening, Ox in chat. Ox, did you go back into the warehouse and use the gas canister on the generator? I did. I no longer have a plastic container with fuel inside. Yeah. I have the gas canister. I need to find a gas-powered generator. And it's on this level, inside the logistical warehouse. But I didn't see it when I was in here last. Oh, this just brings me to the roof. Yeah. There we go. Oh, wow. Zip line.
All right, I can use that.
Okay, we're making progress finally. Michael Ewan says, good thing that zipline handle was at the top. Yeah, I agree. Very coincidental. And a welcome thing. Okay, we've got upstairs, downstairs, and elevators. Presuming the elevators are non-functional. Downstairs looks blocked. So, upstairs it is. Hello. Yeah, we gotta go across the ruined tower, and that's the way I need to go. So let me explore over here real quick. See if there's any loot I can find. Oh my. Oh, by the way, I almost forgot. I was given strict instructions by my daughter before I put her to bed to make sure to let you know that she said hi. So, hi everybody from my daughter. I had almost forgotten. Okay, so now let's go over there. Thought I heard something. Aha. Well, how am I going to do that? Oh, no. Oh, God. Oh. Okay. What? Do I shoot it? Yes, I do. This is trippy. This is so trippy. Ah. Ah. Whoa. What? I guess I used that rope, huh? Or that hose to climb up. Is there anything over there that I need to worry about? Okay, nope. Had nothing to do with the hose. Well, this Leon is quite a resourceful fellow. Oh, I hate this. Oh, we are in an elevator shaft.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, oh. Oh. Okay. New cigar. What? Oh. I don't like that. Okay, up here. Walk across that? Nope. Okay, I gotta slide down, I guess. God. Oh no! Glass surfaces are incredibly fragile and require extra caution. However, shooting glass out from under an enemy will cause them to fall through. I guess that's a present for me later. Well, crap! I was on that glass. I thought it was a different pane of glass, though. Yeah, I don't like that. Okay, how do I change that setting? I don't like it. Keyboard and mouse. Camera. When aiming. No. That's camera inversion. Okay, so the dot is off. Dot color, red or green. How do I keep it from going into first person when aiming? That just changes the color. Okay. First tab, says chat. Basic settings. When aiming, aim assist, it's off. Reticle deceleration. Dot sight perspective. Oh, here we go. There we go. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. The 76th Doctor says, hey, Ox, what are some head canons of yours? Mine is that in-universe Texas is called the Lone Star Wasteland and is ruled by a tribe called the Spartans. I gotta say, I've never really created my own headcanon. Alt Grendel says, chat says it's the first tab. Thank you, Alt Grendel. I did find it. I've never created my own little headcanon outside. That's much better, yeah. Outside of what the game actually tells us. Oh, dear. Okay. I think we got rid of most of them. But now that glass is crackly, will it support my weight? And I don't want to box myself in.
Time to find a way up.
Yes, agreed, Leon. Time to find a way up. Gosh, this is really giving me anxiety. Do I jump on that? I can't get over there. Okay, Coolman Flight says, I got good news. I'm getting 300 USD back in taxes. Hey, that's wonderful, my friend. Congratulations on your upcoming tax return. Oh, I see. Okay. Ah, right. Bingo. Okay.
Okay, let's find those detonator parts.
Hey, tracking module, hand grenade. Relay.
Picked up the relay.
Great job. Now to get through that gate.
Yeah, just gotta figure out how to get down from here first.
Hooray, save spot. The 76th Doctor says, seeing your Fallout 4 characters, thought I'd share my New Vegas one. My NCR character is a ghoul who was in the army. He is from Boston and was stationed in San Francisco before the bombs. His name is Elias Cassidy. What sounds like a really interesting character. Thanks for sharing, my friend. 228? Yeah, let's do that. Might as well. And did I fully upgrade everything? I haven't fully upgraded that. And I haven't fully upgraded this either. Should probably buy some ammo, I think. I'm low on handgun ammo. $900 for 3 rounds. Wow. Okay, let's save. Oh, man. There.
That'll get me down.
All right, there will be more hiding in there. But I think I've gotten what I can. What was that? Oh my God. Okay. Wow. Wow. Okay. Working our way through it. Really? Okay, we can climb up. No. Not yet. Not yet. Gotta loot. Why? There we go. Okay, so that's the way we could have come up if we jumped up there. We got to slide down there, and I can't get in through there. So, let's slide.
Now for the other side.
Break on through to the other side. Oh, don't like that. Let's go around real quick. Aha! Oh, okay. Spotty says, "Hey Ox, long time watcher, first time caller here. How are you enjoying Requiem? I'm really having a good time. The survival horror aspect of Grace's gameplay was a little annoying. But now that we've got a hold of Leon, I'm really having a good time. Okay, let's fully upgrade. Well, let's finish upgrading. Oh, we could enhance them. Gosh, these are all huge money pits. All right, enhance. Okay. Instant death. How many shots to the head did he take? Let's try this again. Okay. Machine gun guy done. I think I destroyed that machine gun. Okay. Right.
Hopefully this thing still works.
Here we go.
Now what?
Uh-oh.
You'll have to take the next one.
Ah! Great. Okay, we lived somehow. Oh, the tunnels, right. Aha! Whew.
That took longer than planned. Luckily, I found a bike. Should make up for lost time.
Great. You'll need it. It's 15 miles to the city center on the 419.
Oh, great driving.
All right, should make it there in no time.
Good to hear. How are the roads? Leon?
Just a few potholes.
I'm gonna wreck this bike. Oh! Just a little bit of mistletoe. What? We got warts? Oh
The stage just keeps getting better and better. Pups could use more training.
Leon, just stop talking, please. Don't say anything else. What a great segment. Now this reminds me of games from the 90s.
Seriously. I don't give up that easy.
Oh, what now? Oh, really? Really? Okay, Leon. Yeah, Leon! We're just gonna go to the top and fall. Great shot of the wasteland, though.
I've had enough of you!
I know the feeling!
Come on!
He's not dead. Oh, no, he's not dead. That was just a scratch.
Should have worn a helmet.
Leon, you're not wearing a helmet. You're a hypocrite, Leon. Get your helmet on. Well, that was pretty epic. Well done, Capcom.
You should be close to the coordinates.
Yeah. Looks like it. I'll take a look around then.
Oh, is this the insane asylum
Can't
portion?
believe it's still standing.
No, it's the Raccoon Police Department. What? Really? Like our Raccoon Police Department? From way back when? Memories.
It's on you now.
Well, it's very familiar. There's no way this thing still works. And yet the doors do. Or not. They still close, though. Gotta find a tool.
Sherry, I'm in RPD.
It's been a while since you've been back there.
Yeah. Looks like the BSAA set up HQ here.
Abandoned?
Not sure. That fucking guy. And Grace. Shit, she's in danger. Sherry found Grace.
At RPD?
Yeah, exactly. Someone's been expecting us. Got a lock on her location. Headed there now.
Copy that.
Well, they won't be there long. Ooh, 20,000. Nice. Time for some upgrading. Let's see. Oh, I should have done my body armor repair. Crap. Oh well. That was a weird puzzle. Yep, in a police department of all places. Okay, so this entire floor is just destroyed. Holy cow, the place is just... It's like it's been nuked or something. Okay, that's a dead end. What? Okay, if that's a dead end, and that's a dead end, and the two gates are closed... I mean, there was the tunnel underneath, but I don't think I can get there. Ah! Where's my flashlight? Top secret operation. Champions of justice, are you ready? Duty calls. Provisions specialist Neil, do you have the pizza and beer at the ready? Make sure you've got some soda on hand too, in case the rookie is liver conscious. Decorations manager Elliot, think you're an artist? Then show us what you got. Make sure you use the banner with the stars on it. Gift coordinator Scott, don't forget to pick up the goods from Robert's shop on the day. Get what Barry suggested. That man knows his stuff. One last thing. Make sure the chef or the chief doesn't catch wind of the welcome party for the new recruit. We wouldn't want to put young Kennedy in his bad books right away. Marvin. I believe that was a note from the original game. Marvin.
Hey, Lieutenant Brenna. Kennedy. Reporting for duty.
Good man, Kennedy. Good man. What a nostalgia trip. Weird. It's weird getting nostalgia from a game like this. Alright. Need a key. But we've already looted this place. Like, we looted this place years ago. Is there anything left to find? If Mr. X... Yeah. Okay.
Jesus. Rest easy, officer.
Uh-huh. Looks like I'll break it with a good shot. Okay, so that leads to level 2. Let me explore the bottom level first. And then we'll go up. The lower jaw is missing. Huh. This place feels less claustrophobic now that all the windows are blasted out. Interesting feeling. Record of events. September 25th. We are turning the station into a temporary shelter due to the sudden massive outbreak. All police personnel have been instructed to make the safety of the citizens their top priority as we try to accommodate as many of them as possible. September 25th addendum. One of the refugees attacked us in the middle of the night, resulting in the death of one officer and injuring 3 others. The person in question was quickly restrained. We believe this was simply a case of someone snapping under intense stress. September 26th. A mob attacked the station today, resulting in a number of casualties. A few survivors were able to make it safely behind the emergency shutters, but surrounded as we are, it'll be hard for any of us to escape this place. We're not sure we can fix any of our comm equipment, so we remain cut off from the outside world. September 27th. There was another clash on the west side of the station around 1 p.m. 12 people died, and there is only a handful of survivors left. Everything is falling into disarray here. David Ford. Well, looks like we gotta go up. Okay. Of course, the heart door is all rusted up. Can't go through the heart door. Wait a minute, did I go around here? Oh, it's all rubble now. Okay. It's rusted and won't budge. That was the save room, wasn't it? The diamond room? Can I get in there? No. Also rubble. Stars! Aww. Here. You kids have fun solving this one, Barry. Man, I don't remember. It's been so long.
Good lives needless.
May 24th, 1996, with the Elite Stars members. Barry's to-do list. Turn in training plan for the new recruit. Join Jill at the shooting range. Pick the girls up from soccer. Don't be late. Find that missing library book. Top priority. The librarian is about to blow a gasket. Looks like Captain checked it out last. Oh, no goodies left? Hey, look at that. Goodies left. Oh, crap. It's got a code. I wonder if he says something about the jacket again. Stars, Raccoon Police Department. Yeah, he does. You kids have fun solving this one, Barry. Okay, corner of the table by the flag. Blackboard by the flag. Doubt there's anything in it. All right. Ah. I hear it. Hear it. Okay, I heard it right around here. Is it on the shelf somewhere? Maybe upstairs? Well, we got the jack. Bottom shelf, says chat. Oh, bottom shelf. Says main sank. Okay, let me see if I can find it on the bottom shelf. Tuck on it. Where did you come from? Bottom shelf. I must be blind. I hear it and it's driving me crazy. It's not over there. Louder. Louder. It's really loud here. Oh, wow. Very well hidden. Wow. That was very well hidden.
Sure you have questions.
What is this?
The ruins of the Raccoon City Police Department.
Why did you bring them?
Explain everything. You don't have to be afraid. You need to understand.
Covert military units from every country on Earth come to Raccoon City for one purpose. To find Elpis.
What is Elpis?
The power to upset the military balance of the world. The last virus, created by Spencer. Designed to control human consciousness.
Mind control?
They couldn't let it be stolen. So they launched the missile strike to hide it.
To hide a virus. Why do something so extreme?
Extreme? Is it? When the president tried to investigate, they had him assassinated. And you are the key to retrieving Elpis.
Emily.
In a way. But not the girl you met.
It's
So
you.
many attempts. So many failures. Such a waste.
What do you mean?
Copies. Crafted to duplicate you. All useless. All scrapped. They each have their own sad story.
Oh. Raccoon City Orphanage, February 1990.
God, we need to do something. I called security, but nobody answered. They are out of control.
Doctor, we can't contain them.
Sedate them now! Are you kidding me? Get out of my way!
Hey, are you awake? What? Where did everybody go?
Look around the orphanage. It's me, Grace. As a child, I'm a clone.
Weren't they just here?
I'm betting.
But it's past our bedtime.
Whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
Stay away. Stay away! Get back! Don't come any closer!
What? Oh my God.
No, get back! Get back!
Hey! What are you doing?
Hide from the child, right? Okay. Oh no.
What was that?
Oh, great. Those are some veiny legs. What if she just shaved her head and walked around slowly behind them, pretending to be one of them? Crawl out. Through the fallout.
Please, someone help me.
Yeah, this is definitely Grace. Blah.
He's not moving.
Why does this feel familiar? Oh!
Please open.
Did we explore this orphanage in another game? This is the same orphanage from Resident Evil 2. Oh. Oh. Oh! 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 Oh. Oh no. Well, right. I mean, what do I do? I guess I got to go up to him. Nope. Okay, it's locked. Fine. Oh, come on. Oh, it's so dark. Okay. It's locked. Ah, here we go. Oh. Ah.
What do I do? What do I do?
I was caught.
What do I do? What do I do?
Well, come on. They went straight for me. Okay. How do I get out of that? Can't go that way.
What do I do? What do I do?
I mean, it's... Yeah. I know. What do I do? There's nowhere to go. There's two paths. They're both blocked with children. I've tried hiding. I can't get up there. I tried hiding there. Come on. Hide, says chat. I mean, that's the first thing I tried. I tried hiding here, and they found me. I mean, I could try hiding on the other side of the chair and hope that he doesn't see me. Like that.
What do I do? What do I do?
But no, he goes right towards me. So... Stay there, says the chat. All right. Staying here. Nothing's happening. Because I don't believe they've triggered yet. So I gotta trigger it and then hide before they see me. I guess that didn't trigger it. That triggers it.
What do I do? What do I do?
Did they turn around and go back? Oh, really? One, two. Okay, that was it.
Please just be a bad dream. What? Why did they? Where am I?
Okay. Whoa. All right. Ladder. Crap. Right. Well. Oh, those are caskets. This is delightful. Candles still lit. Oh. Right, but how's she gonna get back over? Ew. Oh. Close the hatch!
What's wrong with What is this place?
Pat, 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 pat. The green door. Series 60 results. Though the Series 60 possesses recombinant DNA, increasing the volume of Spencer's injected plasma did not result in successful memory transfer. Mental abnormalities were developed. We will perform the next medical procedure and progress to the final phase. However, after adjusting the viral load in the blood of Series 70 subject Chloe, improved signs of stability were observed. We will continue to monitor her progress. New researcher's notebook. Today was unbelievable. I somehow got invited to the renowned Oswell E. Spencer's lab. I heard rumors about the place, but to think Ark has been underneath me this entire time. I was given a quick tour of the attached orphanage, too. The children there really creeped me out. They all have nasty surgical scars across their heads, and if you meet their gaze, they'll greet you with this unsettling giggle. Apparently, they are used for human experiments. The whole thing gives me goosebumps. To have built a place like this, Spencer must have been more unhinged than any of us imagined. Sensational. The prospect of being able to freely experiment on those kids sends shivers of anticipation throughout my entire body. It's all so exciting. For now, I'll start by making the rounds at the orphanage tonight. It seems like the newbie always gets stuck with the boring jobs. Hopefully I can wrap up the tedious bits quickly, so I can prepare for the real fun tomorrow. April 15th, 1987, Mr. Spencer's visit. Yeah, okay. Big old family photo, huh? Ooh. Well, spying on orphaned kids in their orphanage, creepy as heck. Oh no, these are gonna be brains in jars. Oh no, they're fetuses.
Babies?
Wow. Uh-huh. Right. Close up, nice. Taking it out. cradling in the arms. Oh, grows into the clone. That's what you are. You are one of them.
Chloe?
Is that how I...
I've got her! Get over here, now! She's showing symptoms, too. We need to get rid of her. Oh, God!
They weren't able to recreate Spencer's key. But now we have the original. We have you. You can unlock Elpis at Ark. That's where we'll go.
So... what, I was made?
Correct.
So it really was all my fault.
What was?
That Mom was murdered and... God, Emily, she turned into that thing.
What's done is done. You need to focus on the future.
Was she even really my mother?
It's time to embrace your destiny.
Grace!
Okay.
What the?
Mr. Kennedy, I had a feeling you'd make an appearance. Sorry, but I don't have time to spare.
What? Mr. X? No!
Have fun.
Oh, man. No! No, Mr. X! I remember you, he says.
Sherry. Wasn't there an orphanage around here?
Yes, there was. Why?
I'm gonna do some digging.
I just sent you the coordinates.
Escape? Ah!
I don't have time to deal with this.
Well, I mean, we can't fight him, so. Crap. What? What is that? Oh, right. is that? It just appeared out of nowhere.
I don't have time to deal with this.
Come on! Is it like a magnetic iron spike that follows me down hallways? What is that? What is it? It just appeared out of a wall and follows me down the hallway. All right.
I don't have time to deal with this.
I thought I needed to dodge it and then jump down the hole. But no, it looks like I need to just turn around. What? Oh. He's learning. That's weird. Okay. Trigger the weird metal magnetic spike thing. Then turn around. Run away. Run away. It goes down the hole.
Give me a goddamn break.
No. Alright, don't do that. Back down? No, can't do that. Alright. What are they? There's the metal spike. There it is. Cleared a path for me. More taxidermy. Love it. Go out here.
Everything all right, Leon?
Yeah. I'm good.
Famous last words.
So why'd you ask about the orphanage?
They're taking Grey Stark. The orphanage is the entrance.
One White Wolf says, according to the novelization of Resident Evil 2, Umbrella deployed 6 Tyrants, T-103 models, to wipe out survivors at various points of interest in Raccoon City, including one airdropped into the Raccoon Police Department that Leon faced, designated the T-00.
What is ARC?
Head to the orphanage. Oh, it's way over there. All right.
Not sure. But apparently it's someplace important.
Holy cow. Where's my bike? Ah.
It hasn't changed.
Gun shop Kendo. Well, you already looted this, Leon. Did you forget anything? Doesn't look like it. Loading.
incriminate my fucking daughter. You're a cop. You're supposed to know something. How did this happen? Those fucking things outside. What they did to us.
I'm so sorry.
Wow.
Never again.
What a great callback. Oh. And here we are. Okay. Well, I didn't kill very many people in that extended segment, so I don't think I'm going to get much from this. Yeah, 2 kills. I killed 2 zombies. That's barely enough to get ammo. But I can repair my body armor, so I'll do that. And then save. Right. Well, it's not quite the full 4 hours, but it's really close, and I don't think I have enough time to explore much further between save points. So I'm going to go ahead and end it here. Thanks, everybody, for joining me for today's episode of Scotch and Smoke Rings, more Resident Evil Requiem. Digging it, really digging it. It's so great that they did all these callbacks to previous installations of Resident Evil and showing that Leon hasn't forgotten and that those experiences really touched him and turned him into the person that he ultimately became. That's pretty good storytelling, actually, and I'm surprised. I didn't expect that from a Resident Evil game. So nice little touches here and there. I'm pretty impressed. Looking forward to diving in again next week. Same Ox time, same Ox channel. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. I'm heading to bed, and I'll see you soon with more lore videos and more live streams. Bye-bye now.